Good evening, you guys. Still a little bit spinny and short on breath because of this night's panic attack. I don't know why it happens on Thursdays. I think it's because it's the first night. I always have my daughter back for the week, and I think just the how much I care about her and how much life really means, and not just living moment to moment, starts to affect me. And I'm just really grateful for the fact that I can come out here and settle myself, and I have a support system to take care of everything. Because even though I feel like it's kind of like, I can't take care of things myself in moments like this, it makes me feel like not as much of a man, or whatever that means. But I'm happy about the fact that I trust myself and others enough where they know I could take care of them when I have to, and they could take care of me when I need it, just like right now. So one of the things I thought about talking about was one of my friend's brothers just, he committed suicide over the break, and I saw how much it impacted the family, and I think that's one of the reasons it kind of got to me, was because I had experienced the same thing when I was 17, and I tried to end it. And I think a lot of times people don't understand the reasoning behind it. My friend's brother, up until the last day, was happy. He was an excited dude, and he was doing a lot of great things. He had just gotten a new house, and it's like, why? What do you think would cause that out of nowhere, Sorry, guys. And I think what it is internally we could be going through things, but we try to look at what everybody else thinks. And if any of you guys have experienced some challenges in your life, I'm sure that to the people you want to keep safe and the people you care about, you don't want to show them that. Because if you show them that, in some way in your own mind, it makes you feel weak. And because you care so much about them, you don't want them to worry, and you don't want to be a burden on them. And you start to feel happy that these people will be okay even if you're gone. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why, as people get older, the suicide rate can be so high, is, amongst other things like, depression and lack of people around them, like loneliness. And a big part of it too is the pain of illnesses. You hear of a lot of people, they just keep dealing with a chronic illness for so long that they just can't handle it anymore, and they just want an end to it. But I think a big part of that is when you feel like people are going to be okay without you, it makes you comfortable with the fact that you're leaving them. And either that, or some people, it's for more of a reason, like they're trying to get a reaction out of the people around them, and they feel like they can't with just their life. And I wish that those people in those moments would understand and realize that a person can master something in 7 years. And even if you feel like you're nothing right now, and even if you feel like it isn't worth it and things aren't going to get better, maybe it won't. Maybe those things that you care about, like a relationship or somebody cheating on you or somebody dying, maybe that shit won't get better. Maybe you're right. But other aspects of your life will. And if you can master something, or you can even get creative or be able to touch somebody's life in some way, you can make an impact. And I always feel like the first thing that somebody should do whenever they feel like they can't handle things anymore is try to do something for someone else. Because even if you feel alone in your own thoughts and you feel purposeless, even just going next door and helping somebody with their lawn, or helping your grandma out with something, or seeing your mom smile, that can impact you in a way that can change the trajectory of your mind. And I think the reason why I got to that point when I was 17 was I felt like there was no way that I could change that trajectory. I had just broken up with my girlfriend at the time, which that brings all of us down a little bit, right? But that's not enough. I quit school, and then I decided I was just going to go full force in what I believed in. And the first day that I quit and I tried to do everything that I believed in, I just fucking failed. everything that I attempted for that first day, even I think, no, it was 3 days. It was 3 days after I made that decision. Everything that I attempted and tried failed. Everything. I was really trying to make a huge studio, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking do this. I'm gonna make this something powerful. And I just couldn't. It was 3 days, but in my mind, I'm like, that's it. It's done. And I went to the studio. I walked there from my house, and I looked at it, and I was like, I'm just never gonna fucking do this. I'm like, this is it. And I looked at a bunch of ways that people did it, and I tried to figure out the way that would be the least nerve-wracking and the least terrifying for people who love me to find, because someone was gonna find me at some point. So I looked up oleanders. There's one right here. I looked up these, and I found that in other countries, a way that people would poison people or kill themselves is by ingesting these. And the leaves are the most toxic part. And you could die from just one. So be careful if you have pets around them, or if you have children who, are around them, things could happen. Even just the flowers and the stems can be really deadly. But I knew that one can kill people. So I took like a handful, and I just I ground it up, and I put all of it in my mouth, and I chewed it. I tried to swallow it. It was really hard, but I just kept trying over and over. And then you're just supposed to wait. And then as I was waiting, I was thinking about everything that I had. And I was like, all right, I'm prepared for this, and I'm fine for it. And the taste of it and the feeling of it brought back a lot of memories to me. Because when I was a kid, I didn't know anything about them. When I was walking to school, I used to chew on them. And it would just be a little bit. I would just take a little bite because it burns your lips. And I thought the feeling was kind of interesting and weird. And it's kind of like a weird full circle with it. But I waited, and I waited. And as I waited, I felt like there was more that I had to give. And that was truly the first time in my life that I felt true, absolute terror. Because I didn't want to die. Something inside of me wanted to die. And I had broken through that. And in that moment, I was terrified. I was like, why did I do this? There's so many possibilities. I could have children one day. I can fall in love again. I can create something else. And I got really high, really, really high. I didn't take any drugs or anything, but mentally, it was the highest that I ever felt, from fear, right, and adrenaline, but also from this need to do something. And I waited. I got sick. I threw up. I was gonna go to the hospital, but I started feeling a little bit better. And in that moment, everything changed. I went away, and most people in my life didn't see me for a good year. And I just really analyzed every aspect of my life and decided who I'm meant to be. And in those moments, when I felt like I was going to die, but I didn't want to, when I thought I was going to commit suicide, and I thought that it was going to happen, I had an hour left to live, I thought about what things in my life I was going to miss. And I decided in that moment to spend all of my time going towards those things, the people that I care about, the gift I want to bestow to the world. I want to make this place better than if I hadn't been here. So even in those moments, because we all have them, even in those moments where we don't want to be alive and we don't want to be here anymore, I want the impact that I have to outlive me. And even when I feel like I don't have a reason to live, I'm forced to have a reason to live by the impact that I make on people, by my family and my daughter and my son. And in those moments, I realized death had given me a second chance. And the kind of cool thing about that, if you guys ever see me, the tattoo that I got here, that's what this is. This is death's hand and the oleanders that I had ate. and it giving me a second chance. This is my daughter, this is my son, and this is the future now. My panic attack is gone. I love you guys. Good night.